man. Welcome back to the Goobville Podcast, man. I'm your host, Xavier Dixon. It's actually episode number 5. And trying to do something different, man. We're trying to actually, get in the rhythm, actually get going this season. Actually, I guess become a content creator again, you know what I mean? Hate to say it like that, this world's kind of freaky now. But, yeah, man. So, been a while. I think it's been like 8 months since I did like a video or anything, but holding on for sure. Still dadding. Had looking kind of weird, kind of funky. Need a cut. But, yeah, man, just doing the same old, working hard, trying to get back into the writing landscape and just talking about football. I think we can go ahead and get straight into it. I know it's been a long time coming, but I figure we go ahead and playoff potential teams, man. Teams with that playoff potential in the NFC. So, of course, we can go ahead and start with the 49ers. Of course, I used to write for Niners Nation. My departure there kind of happened because kind of a few things, not really no excuses or anything like that. It's more so just it's kind of working. I was working days and nights at my job. Dad and the 3 kids, trying to get that work-life. It's hard to get a work-life balance when you're working days and nights. So, and then I'm trying to write like 3-4 articles a week. Like it's just a little rough. So, maybe KP will take me back, hopefully. But I reached out to him a while ago and I was supposed to do an assignment. I haven't. So this is me doing this podcast is supposed to like motivate me to kind of get back to the right anyway. Just so I can have fun with it, man. I think it'd be cool. I'm probably try to write about a few different teams like Panthers, whatever, just etc. Just any teams that kind of like get my interest or whatever. So yeah. With that being said, 49ers, man. Why not start with them? So yeah. Of course, they already got the. Of course, they have the quarterback controversy, but I think it's pretty obvious that Brock Purdy's quarterback won. It's hard to go on that run that he did, and then obviously he was a third-string quarterback. So when he goes down in the NFC Championship, you can't really call him the freaking fourth-string guy to really lead you to the Super Bowl. So it is what it is. There, I think he kind of showed his worth. If anything, I mean. It's hard to, say that he was super great in those games too, but it's hard to, deny that the offense was better. The offense was flowing. It's hard to deny that the offense wasn't flowing better. It's hard to deny that, he was commanding the offense. He was seeing stuff. He was getting the ball out, whatever. So, I like Purdy. I mean, of course, I still got hope for Trey Lance. He's got they say he's got a different, of course I'm not on camp, but they say he's got a different quarterback throwing motion. They're saying he's keeping it more high and tight, which is good, man. So I think for him, just being decisive, trying to read the defenses, taking what the defense gives him will be great for him. It's great for any quarterback. I mean, of course everybody wants to make that down the field bomb, but like sometimes you gotta take what the defense gives you. And Kyle Shanahan is gonna set you up for that anyway. He's gonna set you up for the Yak Bros to eat. He's gonna set you up for tight end to go 20 or 30, a receiver to go 30 plus yards on an explosive play. Like that's what he's trying to create, explosive plays. So I hate to say Trey Lance could ruffle some feathers by his preseason play, but I mean that's kind of one of the topics I wanted to write on. I mean I've kind of been trying to write on it, but it's like I'm not. Of course I'm not at camp, so I can't he's looking so much better. I mean I don't freaking know. I'm just guessing. I'm hoping. So, but like. I mean I don't think he probably can't overtake Purdy in camp, but like. If he has an amazing preseason, I mean, I think it might be possible. Maybe, I don't know. Like, I'm hoping, man. I'm still hoping. Like, I don't like tolerating the Trey Lance slander for real. It's just, it hurts. Not gonna lie, it hurts. I mean, so with that, I mean, the 49ers have a few things going on. I think obviously the pressure's on Kyle Shanahan with DeMeco Ryans leaving. DeMeco Ryans, former defensive coordinator, going on to become the head coach for the Houston Texans. So I think the pressure's been on for Kyle Shanahan, to be honest. Like he's an offensive guru, so he's gotta lead the team and not rely on the defense. He's been I mean, let's call it out, man. He's been relying on the defense and kind of skating away with the offense. I mean, the offense is cute. He's got some good plays, but he's been relying on the defense to play better than the offense, in my opinion. I mean, maybe that might be a bad take. That might be whatever. But the pressure's on with D'Amico Ryan's going. I like Steve Wilkes. He's cool, but the secondary he's given, it's not the greatest. Got Travis Ward. Okay, he's pretty solid. Mooney Ward, he's pretty solid last year. Diamador Lenore starting on right cornerback. He's been solid. I thought Samuel Womack, the rookie from last year, I thought he was gonna kind of take on that nickel role, but it looks like our lads has him listed as an outside cornerback. So I don't know where that's gonna go with that. Might have to double check with my guys at Niners Nation, see what they're seeing in camp type thing. I guess if he's just gonna be an outside guy, I mean he's gonna be an outside guy, but it's gonna be tough. He's kind of an undersized guy. He is physical. I think he can press. He got some man coverage abilities, but it's gonna be tough. I think the nickel cornerback position is probably a huge void. I think free safety position, I hate to say it's a void because Deshaun Gibson played there last year, but I mean, I feel like they're hoping and praying. I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect the guy. He played solid last year. He had some good plays, but I mean, we just don't know if he's gonna play like that day in and day out under Steve Wilkes' scheme. Like I don't know how much Wilkes is gonna change. I know D'Amico Ryan's D'Amico Ryan's had the Robert Saleh influence, so of course he was doing a lot of cover 3, a lot of quarters type stuff. But I mean, D'Amico liked to be aggressive. He liked to blitz. He liked to run cover 1. He liked to run blitzes, and he likes to do zone blitzes. He likes to do man blitzes. So like he likes to get a little exotic when it like on third down, like on money plays. So I don't know how aggressive Wilkes will be, especially with the secondary. Like I said, the nickel cornerback it scares me a little bit. Free safety still scares me. I guess they're really relying on Isaiah Oliver. Am I doing that right? Am I saying that right? Oh, they signed him to a 2-year, nearly $7 million contract. Okay, I mean he said he was hoping to get a multi-year contract. I thought they actually paid him. I'm like, nah, no one missed no crazy signing. But he said he wanted to prove himself. He's coming off of an ACL. He wanted to prove to myself, along with everyone else that believed in me, that I was able to come back from an torn ACL. So I hate to say it, but the 49ers love injured players. I mean, it is what it is. They kind of hoarder injured players. Guys tend to get hurt in San Francisco. Like, I don't know. It's kind of rough if that's gonna be the. We'll move on. I'm not trying to slander the guy. I hope Isaiah Oliver can turn it around. I mean, I just think the cornerback position is shaky. I think Lenore has some rangy talent. Maybe this is year 3. So I think year 3 he should be seeing a lot more as a cornerback. He should be catching up on more tendencies, catching up on what the offense is trying to do throughout the game. So maybe he'll create more turnovers. Maybe he'll, continue to kind of keep that rah-rah energy that the 49ers defense has had. So, sorry, not trying to keep up on, not trying to stay on topics too long or teams too long. Because like I said, I'm trying to hit on all NFC. Really more so probably like two, three teams out the conference. I got to wash dishes before my wife comes back home from the Beyonce concert with 3 children. So, I definitely need to get this done. But, of course, the 49ers are going to probably be the heaviest team I talk about, obviously, because I used to cover them. And it's my favorite team, so. Sorry, I might have to take a chewy break. All right, now we can keep going. So, right tackle worries. Colton McKivitz, he's the guy. I mean, Mike McGlinchey, he was the guy. But Colton McKivitz, you're the guy. So, I mean, I'm not going to say it's a worry. I'm not going to say the 49ers don't value tackles because, I mean, obviously they had Joe Staley and then they paid Trent Williams and in the later years of his NFL career. So, obviously they believe in paying if the guy is a premium player. So, I don't know. I think Colton McKivitz definitely has a lot to prove. I think Mike McGlinchey got a lot of slander, definitely from me. I mean, I think most of it was warranted, but I mean, decent run blocker. He was a decent player. It's just, the past reps, the past losses look so bad. It would just be like, dang, dude, what are you doing? So, yeah, definitely, I'm not going to say there's a target on Coleman Kibbett's back, but, I mean, there's expectations for you to play good. I mean, they moved on from Mike, expecting you to be the guy. So, that's all I'm going to say on that. Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, what will the 49ers get out of them? I'm not going to say Deebo Samuel regressed last year, but maybe looked a little... I think defenses may have figured him out a little bit better. I think Brandon Ayuk kind of took the more of the receiver one role. Deebo still had the running back charisma. He was still getting some carries at the backfield. He was still trying to do a lot of exotic and extra stuff with him. But I think the pressure's on. Not pressure, but 49ers needing to play good as receiver. It is what it is. Like, I'm not going to say the defenses have figured out that stuff with him in the backfield, but you can still feature it. But, like, I don't like when Shanahan just, I guess he does deserve his own, running back package, but if he wants to be a receiver and you're paying him a receiver, let's exploit him as a receiver. He might not have the craziest downfield explosiveness, but we gotta create situations for him to win in one-on-one matchups or versus zone, whatever. We gotta put him in better positions to win. So Brandon Ayuk, what will the 49ers get out of him? I think people were thinking Brandon Ayuk was taking the next step next year because he was getting more. To get more targets, he was featured more. Featured more last year, I think. Of course, I think he's had receiver one opportunities when Deebo was hurt, etc. So it's not like we don't know what the potential is. The potential of Ayuk was. He was a first round receiver. So I think that he just the whole drops in situations like that is just critical plays. We gotta see Ayuk step up in critical situation, critical downs, money downs, red zone situations. We gotta see you make the plays, bro. Everybody knows you're talented. I've been one of the biggest Brandon Ayuk fans out. I've been trying to be a stan, been telling guys hey, he's talented. He is talented, but you gotta make the plays on third down. You gotta make the plays in the red zone. Gotta catch the ball. So that'll probably wrap it up with my 49ers concerns. I guess I probably could do season projections, but it's still preseason. I might do that at the end of preseason or something. It's too early for me to say, oh, the 49ers gonna go 14-3 or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm obviously not gonna do that. But I think. Oh, I keep showing my cut. It's bad. But realistically, 12-5 I think that's realistic for the 49ers. That's realistic. That's 12 wins is a great season for them. That's just me putting the heat on Kyle Shanahan, to be honest. 12-5, I'm sorry, is it 12-4? They have a bye week, right? Is it 12-4? What math am I doing wrong? Is it 18 weeks? Whatever. You're supposed to be trying to cover the NFL? Yeah, I know. All right. Dang. I guess I still had some other stuff to talk about. I talked about nickel cornerback. I talked about... See, this is the thing. I was supposed to have a timer so I could not be rambling, but it is what it is. Will Javon Hargrave continue to play at a high... I could bounce on these pretty fast. So let's just go through. Will Javon Hargrave continue playing at a high level? All right. Came in... I've actually seen Javon Hargrave play in college when he played at South Carolina State versus A&T, you know what I'm saying? Aggie pride, you know what I'm saying? No graduating name, but, you know. But, yeah, saw him play then against, him, Tariq Cohen, used to go at it, but he was pretty, he's the real deal. You see guys, of course, NFL talent's going to pop out at an HBCU level. You're going to see it. So, I've kind of been familiar with him. He didn't when he came in the league. He didn't completely flourish with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think the Eagles kind of had a better scheme with him with that 4-3. So hopefully the Niners with the 4-3 got a lot of talent around him. He can continue to kind of keep that Just keep the high intensity up. Honestly, I mean, they're gonna need that. They're gonna need that pass rush production. It's point blank. Like the 49ers, John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, their formula is tweeners. They love defensive tackles that can bump out the end. I don't know why. I mean, I hate to say I don't know why. I like it, but at the same time, like I think they need another superstar like edge across from Nick Bosa. Maybe not a superstar, but you need a twitchy guy. You need a guy that can defend the run. You need a dude. I guess they were expecting Drake Jackson to be the guy, but he didn't really step up to that. So they need Hargrave to continue to keep the pass production up. Off the head, I'm gonna say he needs 5 sacks at least. I mean, I think he's been having like 8 and up. I got an article kind of talking about him, but I mean, I've been, like I said, my boy KP, hold on to me, boy. Like I'm gonna submit like 9 to you. I'm gonna submit like 9 articles to you just so you know, like, hey, I'm really back with the activeness. Like I'm trying to be active. This is me coming back active. So got an article actually talking about how Javon Hargrave can like continue to be an elite, try to become into that top 5 interior player with the 49ers this year. So yeah, I think at least 5 sacks. Probably need at least 11, 12 quarterback hits. You know, I'm not really gonna get into the pressures, but we need the quarterback hits. I hate to be so crazy on saying like he needs this amount of sacks, but he's got to have at least 5, right? I mean, he got paid the premium. I think it was like $86 million or something like that. It was something crazy. Maybe if the contract's not $86 million, I'm smoked. But I'm pretty sure contract is pretty hefty. So contract hefty. We need some. You gotta generate turnovers. You gotta make plays on third down. I mean, I hate to say it, that's sacks, tackles for loss. I mean, you got to be making plays. So, all right. Sorry, I'm supposed to be wrapping up with the 49ers. Javon Kinlaw, how can he bounce back? Obviously, he can bounce back because he's going to be a snap count player. Obviously, he's not going to start over Hargrave or Eric Armstead. So, when he gets in, he's going to have to make splash plays. Former first-round pick, obviously drafted to replace DeForest Buckner. So, the pressure's still on. I mean, just because... am I wrong? They didn't pick his option up, but I mean the pressure's still on to continue his career in the NFL. Like I'm not saying like if he doesn't produce this year, he's gonna be out the NFL, but like this, even if he doesn't, like his name's on the line regardless. Like you gotta make some type of impact. You gotta kind of continue to work and continue to generate so he can keep his family good, etc. So he can try to keep his NFL lifeline alive. So let me wrap up with the 49ers. I guess I kind of talked about it, but let me wrap up with them. Will it be a problem that the 49ers don't have another edge of Nick Bosa's caliber? Honestly, I'd say that the next person, not even the next person, but the next edge is probably a few notches down from Nick Bosa's caliber. Like we just gotta call a spade a spade. Like Nick Bosa was a heavy responsibility for the pass rush production of the 49ers. Good amount of the sacks came from him. Good amount of the quarterback hits came from him. You know, you can assume a lot of the pressures came from him too. So we gotta just counterbalance that. I know D'Amico tried to do a lot of like nickel blitzes and sending safeties and stuff like that to try to like counter it. So it's maybe we can transition that to like how can Steve Wilks cover that up, because the pressure's on for Drake Jackson. The pressure's on for the whole edge group. Samson Ebicom's gone. He had my guy, Bam Daryl Johnson, man. Hope my guy gets right from the ACL, man. Definitely was hoping he could try to make the squad. You know, actually personally know him from A&T. My roommate was my boy Khalil Carter at A&T, so he was the quarterback. Bam used to come around all the time. I remember when Bam was saying, "Hey man, I'm going pro." Like, you know what I'm saying? He making that leap. So definitely prayers for Bam. Hope he recover. You know what I'm saying? So we can try to continue his NFL career. But like I said, the NFL, the 49ers edge group is pretty weak. I just gotta say it. So moving on from them, we're gonna get back to the NFC West, and I think Cardinals, Rams still, they got Aaron Donald, but I don't know. Maybe the Rams will get a little bit better this year, but I'm not worried. So I'll talk about Seattle before I move on to the NFC South. The Seattle Seahawks are obviously the biggest threat to the 49ers, I believe. Veteran quarterbacks, pretty good weapons on offense, pretty solid defense. So, obviously the 49ers are going to be on the P's and Q's. Need to be on the P's and Q's. So I'm going to try to hit on these more. Honestly, I spend a lot of time on the 49ers. So, biggest threat to the 49ers, but I think the pressure is going to be on for Geno Smith to obviously show that he can do what he did last year again, and, probably challenge him to Seattle's probably expecting him to do a little bit more. They want him to read defenses better. They want him to make better plays in bigger games. Like, you got to make big time plays in big time games. Like, it's the NFL. So we'll see where it goes with that. The 49ers should sweep them. It's no secret. Like, the 49ers are more talented. I mean, like, I don't even want to go group by group or put it on paper by paper, but, like, the 49ers should sweep them. Brock Purdy is healthy. He's playing, and I don't know if he's 100% in the training camp, but, he's cleared. I thought he was going to be, like, kind of off to the side. He's throwing and stuff, so, he shouldn't miss no games, so, right. All right, so we'll go ahead and jump to the NFC South because I got to go ahead. Like I said, I got to hurry up, wrap this up, and start on the dishes. I actually got to work tonight, too. Got to wash the dishes before my wife come home, man. I'm telling you. She coming home with 3 kids. She going to be pissed if the dish is dirty. So, all right, NFC South. The Carolina Panthers, man. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm from. Of course, I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. Charlotte's not too far. I actually want to try to catch some games this year. Actually might actually reach out to Carolina Blitz, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, you know what I'm saying, let her know, maybe get some published articles over there, like, hey, you know what I'm saying, I ain't too far, you can give me that press box. So 5 reasons the Panthers will make the playoff. 5 reasons the Carolina Panthers will make, 5 reasons the Carolina Panthers will make the playoffs. You ready? Bryce Young, Bryce Young, Bryce Young, Bryce Young, Bryce Young. I might have to edit that because I don't know if I said that 5 or 6 times. Bryce Young. I'll say it again. But there's a lot of questions in Carolina. They let their star receiver. I say DJ Moore's pretty good. Maybe not star, but like to them he was obviously receiver 1. So when you leave receiver 1, he's a star. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it in terms of NFL. I'm just saying it in what he meant to the Carolina Panthers. So they lost their receiver 1 and DJ Moore. Obviously, Frank Reach is going to have to, not cover that up, but he's going to have to embrace somebody as receiver 1. They did sign Adam Thielen in the offseason, but when I see that signing, I'm looking at him as, Adam Thielen's trying to, I'm not saying they signed him to prep the younger guys, but in my eyes, I'm like, he's not really receiver 1 talent anymore. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. Obviously, he's a veteran, so he probably win out that group, and he probably will be the feature receiver. But I'm more of expecting him to kind of polish that receiver group up and kind of continue better them as a group. So I will say that's what I like about the Panthers. I think Adam Thielen's influence will get the receiving group better. Maybe even the tight end group better. I don't even know what the tight end group is, to be honest. But I think Adam Thielen's influence is gonna uplift that Panthers spirit. So let's keep going. Obviously it's a wide receiver battle. So I kind of just hit on that a little bit. Terrence Marshall, Adam Thielen, a couple guys trying to make a name for themselves. So it's definitely a lot to do. Bryce Young's gonna have to definitely need some support in his rookie year. He's gonna be a rookie. He's got the creative playmaking skills. So he's gonna try to force plays. With that being said, he's gonna need the receivers to try to attack the ball in the air. He's gonna need the receivers to try to continuously try to fight for the ball. Honestly, that's what you got with Bryce Young. I don't know if I want to consider him a gunslinger, but something like that. He's playmaking. He's willing to fight for the play, willing to fight to make willing to fight for the next down, the next touchdown, etc. He's willing to go the extra mile. So I think that pretty much wraps up my Panthers take. I still got some more. What new looks to the defense? What to expect from Brian Burns, Derek Brown, and Jeremy Chin? I like that. I think obviously I think Brian Burns probably needs to be stronger in the run to to be seriously considered an elite edge defender. That and then probably home down on the sacks and cute quarterback hits too. To be honest, I mean the NFC South's regress. He's got to make a splash in those games. Maybe he can, like I said, his run support is the biggest thing he can do to try to better his name. So him, Derek Brown, pressure's probably on Derek Brown to try to get a little bit more out of him. Special type player, but he still got to make the plays. But I like Derek Brown. Jeremy Chin, he's kind of got that linebacker, safety, hybrid type ability. Definitely want to see him make good plays against tight ends. Want to see him make plays against good receivers too. That's the flexibility they need Chin to have. Not just against tight ends. They need to see him make some plays against pretty good receivers. Can they actually put him in multiple spots? That'll be the question for the Panthers. Can they put Jeremy Chin in multiple spots and for him to actually succeed? So I like those stuff. That's from my guy B-Dave, Brian Davis, former track sprinter or long distance guy at NC State. Might be messing him up. Don't want to butcher my guy, but yeah, shout out to my boy for real for that. NFC South chances. I think they win the South, man. Let's talk about it. Why can't the Panthers win the South? Who's standing in the way? The Saints. With Derek Carr, we can kind of transition to the Saints as I talk about this, but Derek Carr's addition to the Saints is probably the only reason that scares me away from the Panthers winning the South, man. Bryce Young is that type of he's that special of a player that he can take the Panthers to the playoffs and win the division. The division is sweet, man. Let's talk about it. They signed Derek Carr in the offseason. What does Derek Carr have to do to show that he's a great quarterback in the NFL? He's got to make some noise. He's got to do damage immediately. NFC South is broken. He's still got Mike Thomas there. Chris Olave, so he's got some weapons. Alvin Kamara, he didn't get suspended, right? I mean, he's got weapons. I might have just said the Panthers are the favorite, but clearly I think the Saints are probably the more established team, more veteran-like team, kind of more playoff ready, but that's kind of just me talking me being a Bryce Young fan saying that the Panthers are the favorite. So I think the Saints are the obvious favorite, but I still think the pressure's on for Derek Carr. I think Carr's been a mediocre, kind of get by quarterback. Not to say that he relies on everything else, but when it's time to make him a play, I'm not gonna say you're not scared of Derek Carr, but you're not. Most of the time, you're not really worried about Derek Carr. Oh God, Derek Carr is here on 3rd and 15. You're not saying that to yourself. So I think the pressure's definitely on for Derek Carr if he thinks he wants to show that he's an elite quarterback, and that's all I really got for the Saints, honestly. I'm not going to act like I've been following all these teams super crazy. I haven't. So I'm just going to flip to the Bucks. And we're going to hit on the Bucks pretty quick. Pretty much talk about their quarterback controversy. Baker Mayfield versus Kyle Trask. That'll be interesting. I think Trask might win that out. Obviously, they kind of probably going to name Baker the starter. Former NFL starter, first round pick, etc., etc. He's been in the league, whatever. He's seen a lot. But I think Trask might win that out, man. That's pretty much all I got on the Bucks too. I don't really want to talk about them, to be honest. A lot more variety of teams try to cover more of the whole NFL versus just the 49ers. You know what I mean? So that being said, we're gonna transition into the NFC East, and why not start with the NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles, 2023 NFC East. Whatever. NFC championship, whatever. Did they win the NFC East too? Probably, whatever. So, boy sent me two things. Why Jalen Carter's is still the draft? I mean, I guess that's a question because he got caught speeding, but I think the pressure is probably on him too. Obviously, they drafted him and Jordan Davis back to back. Jordan Davis probably didn't have the glaring. Jordan Davis probably didn't have the glaring impact in the stat book, but solid player, nose tackle, defensive tackle type guy. He's a run stuffer. He's kind of hard for him to really show he's not gonna bounce off the stat sheet and have 10 sacks in the season or anything like that. So, him, Jalen Carter. Obviously, how will the Philadelphia Eagles running back situation play out? DeAndre Swift, Kenneth Gainwell, Rashad Penny, and good old Boston Scott. Oh, and they got Trey Sermon. Let's keep it going. Let's go ahead and go to the Dallas Cowboys, man. America's team, right? So, I think the pressure is obviously on Dak Prescott. How does the offense go forward when moving on from Ezekiel Elliott? Obviously, Zeke was paid to be the franchise running back. Tony Pollard kind of, obviously showed that I can make the runs, I can make the catches, I can block. He showed a lot last year, so I mean they're counting on him, but I still think the pressure on Dak Prescott to advance his team to go further than the divisional round of the playoffs, wild card round of the playoffs. They gotta make some noise. NFC Championship at least. I'm not saying that the Cowboys need to win the Super Bowl, but they gotta go deeper in the playoffs, and that starts with Dak Prescott. Too much talent around him for him not to be capitalizing with the stuff around him. So pressure obviously on Dak Prescott. I'd say Mike McCarthy too, just for the freak of it. I mean, it's always on the coach, but I think Dak Prescott has been the glaring issue. Cowboys fans are not gonna say, like my boy Quan said, Cowboys fans are pretty delusional. I gotta go NFC North. All right, NFC North, and I'll talk about the preseason games, and I gotta wash these dishes, man. So, all right, NFC North, Vikings. It's not even much. Is this Kirk Cousins' last hurrah with the Minnesota Vikings? They got Jettas, they got KJ Osborne, Dalvin Cook's gone. It almost feels like a rebuild, but they still got enough talent to make some noise in the NFC North. Kirk gonna Kirk, or is Kirk gonna lead? I don't even know what to say, but honestly, we'll transition that to Detroit and Chicago, and then we'll talk about these preseason games because I'm getting tired. So, like I said, Detroit. Is this the year Detroit wins the NFC North? It's on Jared Goff. I got Amon-Ra. They drafted Jahmyr Gibbs first round. There's definitely potential there, man. We'll kind of go ahead and transition into how can the Chicago Bears bounce back from a 3-14 year? Potential. I think they definitely improved from 3-14 to say they go from 3-14. You heard it here first. They go from 3-14 to 9-7. That being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, guys. Appreciate y'all for joining me, man. Goobville Podcast EP.5. I'm trying to get back into this, man. This was fun for real. This is just a little taste, kind of me just getting back into it, just so I can get back into the writing. Once I get back into the writing, y'all get more film coverage, videos, all kind of stuff, man. But for real, man, I appreciate y'all watching. Click, like, subscribe, comment, please.